Hello, hello, hello. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Dreamstruck. We have myself here, Theresa Gauche, Superstar Director of Group Purple Explosion, and I'll let the other panelists introduce themselves because I know we have some new team members that are joining us tonight, and we're excited to have you.
All right. Hey, everyone. I'm Amber Turner, Superstar Director for Can Do Consultants. I'm from Texas and excited to learn and grow with y'all tonight.
And my name is Emily Goodnet. I am the Superstar Director of Team Fabulous Family. I am based out of Ontario, Canada, but I have consultants all over North America, so we represent everywhere. And I just want to say thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to spend it with us tonight. Time is something you can't get back, so when you share it, it means a lot to us. Thanks for being here.
Awesome. And I think we have Debbie. I don't know if she
Hello.
put a message. Hey, Debbie.
Hello, everyone. How you guys doing? Thank you for being here. I'm so excited. I am Superstar Director here in Trussville, Alabama, and I'm just super excited just to see you guys and be a part of you. We love you guys.
Okay, and we also have Carol Bishop Hauch that's normally on, but she is in Florida. She has an annual trip with her son at Universal Studios. So that's what we love about this business, is that we have time freedom. We really do. So let me make sure I've got everyone on mute. Okay, sorry about that, guys. And then also we have Kelly Rashaw, Superstar Director out of Minnesota. I don't know if you guys are following her on Facebook, but man, she and her family went to Mount Rushmore, and I was just in awe of it. So anyway, they are living their best life, and they will be back with us next week. And then also we have Dorothy, who is doing the mom thing. She'll be on this evening as well. Okay. Let's go ahead and jump into this. We have a lot of ground to cover in a short amount of time. And who wants to take on, this call is going to be twofold. We're going to talk about LinkTree, and we're going to talk about fundraisers. We're just going to spend a couple minutes on LinkTree because there's no way we could have a 30-minute Dreamstruck on it, but it's so valuable. It's so important that we wanted to kind of squeeze it in here, and it can be used for fundraisers. And then we're going to spend this is going to be kind of broken up in thirds. But the second session is going to be about fundraisers. And make sure you have your notepads, because I'm ready to give you bullet points 1 through 10, something we've never done before. So anyone can watch this replay, get the top 10 tools that they need to jump into a fundraiser. And everything else that you need to know is just kind of plush cushion stuff. And then we're going to open up the end of this segment with questions that you have. So here we go. Who wants to talk about LinkTree?
I can start off with LinkTree because I do use it, and mine's very basic. So maybe that would be a good starting point. First of all, I want to tell you guys that the reason I use LinkTree is because I needed something to go in my Instagram bio. You are more than welcome to follow me on Instagram, and I actually have my top link in my Instagram. My top link in my LinkTree is consultant resources. I have a Google site that I've made that's been approved by Home Office that there's a lot of stuff on there that you guys can use. So I created my LinkTree because I needed it in the bio of my Instagram. So if you follow me, it's sensational, like, SC sent, of course, sensational_journey on Instagram. Go to my bio and the link is to my LinkTree. What I have on there is the top link it says consultant resources. That's my Google site. And I'll put someone already followed me, Danielle. Wow, there's more. Y'all are fast. I'll put my handle in the chat here in a minute when I'm done talking. But the top link on my LinkTree is consultant resources. That's my Google site. And then I have things on there for my customers. So on my LinkTree, it looks so simple, so easy. The second link just says Shop Scentsy. So I was able to create a link that just goes straight to my PWS. The next link says Join Scentsy. So that's a direct link to the Join site, not just my PWS, but to the Join page. So then along the same lines, I have a link to Club, a link to my VIP group on Facebook, and then a link back to my Instagram in case someone found my LinkTree somewhere else. Like I said, mine is very, very basic, but it's one one link, like that's the beauty of it, to have pretty much as many links as you want to, all consolidated in one place.
Love that. Okay, I'm going to turn this around so you guys, because some people are like, what in the heck is LinkTree? You guys, when this is over, don't do it yet. But someone could put the website for LinkTree. It's just I think it's linktree.com. But if someone can just put that in the chat, and we'll make sure when we deliver the replay tonight that we'll have the link for LinkTree. You can, there's a free version, which I think almost all of us are using, but let me just turn my camera around to show you what mine looks like. Oh, no, I can't show you because let me take this off. Background, none. Okay, here we go. So here's my Instagram, and we are only permitted to have one link on Instagram. Cool. But when you see this, it says LinkTree T Gauche. That's my handle. And I'm just going to click on it and boom, 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 boom. I have everything in one shot. So I have my cute little Ziggy character. Who doesn't love Ziggy? And then I have Shop Scentsy. So anyone can click on it at any time and shop. If they want to join, I have a button where they can just join my team. I also have the fall winter catalog. I also have a business page on Facebook. So I have my link there, and all they have to do is just click on this. I have a Facebook group on Facebook, obviously, my VIP connection, Scentsy Club, and Instagram and YouTube. So you can make it whatever you want. Those are just the links that I chose. And let me see, I don't know if I missed anything. Emily, if you wanna, I don't know if you use LinkTree, Emily.
I do have a LinkTree, but my understanding of it is, again, very basic, like yours and Amber's. I just use the free version, and that's enough. I have 5 links on mine. They don't all have to be related to just simply Scentsy. In fact, I would say don't make it just about Scentsy. Your LinkTree can really be all encompassing. So mine has mostly links to Scentsy. I actually, one of the links at the bottom says why Scentsy, and it actually directs you back to one of Scentsy's old videos. It's like from 2012, but it talks about Scentsy fragrance quality. So if somebody's coming across your page and they have no idea what Scentsy is, they can click that link and they can learn a little bit more about what our fragrance is all about. And then I also have something else that's on there. I'm religious, and so I have a link up there. So if someone is curious about that, they can click on that link and they can learn a little bit more about that. So if you are someone who's an influencer, maybe you're a micro influencer, you use a product and you want to, you got a 10% off link you can use, maybe, or for hairbrushes or something, you can throw that link up there, and then people who buy the hairbrush, they get 10% off. But a lot of people use LinkTree, and a lot of them will put their discount codes or different things like that. Mine's just Scentsy Club, why Scentsy, stuff like that. So again, it doesn't cost anything. You can link, one of my downline superstar directors, she uses a resource much like Amber does. She actually, one of her links in her LinkTree links people to her Amazon like wish list, not really wish list, but it's like her shopping list for things she uses for her business, because she's gotten so many people ask her, hey, where'd you get this bubble mailer, or where did you get these business supplies or whatever. So she'll just simply say, hey, got it on Amazon, the link is in my LinkTree, and you can shop the products that I use and buy all the time. So that's another way you can use it. She also likes to shop like home decor stuff, so she'll post a lot of those links in there too. So there's so many ways that you can use LinkTree, but just make it authentic to you. This is a very personal business. This is all about you as an individual. So make sure that it's tailored to you, and let it sort of be a personal expression of your taste, so to speak. But yeah, it's an awesome resource, especially when you can only use one link, like in your bio on Insta, or even like your profile on Facebook. You know how there's that little bio area? A lot of people will use that link, will use that area to put their LinkTree bio. If you guys remember last week, Kelly was talking about how her PWS link wouldn't work on Facebook. And honestly, it happens to a lot of consultants. And that's just simply because all of us have the same website. So it's amberturner.scentsy.us, emilyandco.scentsy.us, Theresa Gauche.scentsy. So it looks to Facebook like it's a lot of the same thing, so they tend to block that. But when you have a LinkTree, it's a little bit different, so it's usually clickable. So that's sort of your way around your Facebook links your PWS links not working on Facebook. So if you'll use a LinkTree, that's helpful for that. But that's, it's just kind of basic too.
That's really great information. I am going to clean up my LinkTree because after listening to you, everything on my LinkTree is Scentsy, Scentsy, Scentsy. And we always teach not to spam, throw up, vomit, Scentsy. So I'm going to kind of limit it. So of course I want Scentsy on there and I want that to be my first button. However, if you like gardening or if you have recipes for crock pots or Instapots, you can have a link for that, right? If you really want to get into fundraisers, you can have like a newsletter that links people, to fundraiser opportunities. But you can have a really nice balance. So I'm glad that you shared that, Emily. I am definitely going to clean mine up. So I want everyone to pause for a moment. And if you could put in the chat number one, if you currently use LinkTree, or put a number two, if this is just kind of new to you and you have not used it yet. So I see Nikki said 2, Lori Henson said 2, a lot of 2s. And again, this is a free, valuable tool that you guys can use. Go there, and especially for Instagram, those of y'all who are on Instagram, this is really a great option. So, and then you guys go on your team pages and maybe we can make one post with LinkTree and we can just in the thread, everyone can put their LinkTree because maybe everyone wants to connect on Instagram, like Amber Turner said. She's sensational_journey. And, anyway, you guys can connect on Instagram and see what tools, everyone might have to offer as well. Okay. As promised, we are going to shift into fundraisers. All right. And again, this is the time that you'll want to have your notebooks out and ready. All right. And then once we're done going over the top 10 tools that you need to get started with a fundraiser today, we're going to open it up for Q&A. And let me just preface it this way. Fundraisers can be broad. There's no way tonight that we're going to go over every single nook and cranny aspect of fundraisers. So be mindful of that with your questions as well. Some of this we might have to take offline. One of the things I kind of got from my own team was I don't want to read about it. I can read all day long, but I'm not going to retain it. And here's what I want to tell you. I understand I'm not a big avid reader myself, but if you are a business owner or an entrepreneur and you consider yourself that, reading is just a part of it. It really is. That's how we are able to explain to you these tools tonight, is because we read it somewhere. But one thing about Scentsy is you can YouTube. We already have about 2 or 3 other Dreamstruck replay videos about fundraisers specific to buddy drives, specific to school fundraisers. And so it's not reading. If you're more audio or visual, the tools are out there. And I don't mind helping anyone, but what I can't do is one by one with 2,000 people share the same information over and over again. None of us can do that. It's not duplicatable. So we are very big on showing you all where to find the answers and then showing up every Tuesday to provide, these tools to help you. So here we go. Let's start with number 1. We're going to teach you how to fish. Exactly, Amber Turner. So let's say you want to start your very first fundraiser. All right. You're new to Scentsy or you've never done a fundraiser ever before. The first thing that you want to do, and you'll want your notebook for this, is you'll want to kind of market and share that you can do fundraisers. You'll be so surprised that there's so many people that don't realize that Scentsy can be a fundraiser. And it's really a great fundraiser because, it's just, we have so many household products like laundry and things that people need. So it's not like a wasteful fundraiser. But first, you need to let everyone know that you can do fundraisers. How do you let them know that? You can share it on social media. If you are in networking groups like military spouse pages or PTA groups, school pages, you can share, or you can private message or text or pick up the phone and call. Sometimes you can be scrolling through Facebook and see that someone has fallen on hard times, or their kid needs to go on a missions trip, anything. Be mindful of that, and then you can share the opportunity. All right. The other thing is, on our Sensi Success workstation, you can actually buy fundraiser stickers. And I think it says something like, I love fundraisers, or something of that nature. And so with every order that goes out, you can put that sticker on your orders to constantly promote the fact that you do fundraisers. All right. So that's number one. You'll want to promote and share that you can do fundraisers. And also, again, private message. Do not just rely on social media. Once you have promoted it and someone takes interest and they're like, yes, I want to do it, you'll want to have it in writing per our standards and compliance. Either get their email or text or something where you can confirm and say, thank you, Sonia, for allowing me to do this fundraiser with you and your organization. That's all you need. So that way, no one can ever come back and say you did this on your own, without permission. Okay. Number two, choose which fundraiser you want to do. There's so many different options out there. There are buddy drives, and there's a purpose to do a Sensi buddy drive. For instance, I do one for kids that are in foster care that have been severely abused. Some people do them for hospitals, some do for CPS, police officers. You will choose what type of fundraiser you want. So the buddy drive is one. You could do a buddy clip drive. You can do a whole catalog drive. And just to kind of show you, on your workstation, you can order a pack of these. They're Sensi brochures. They're like 8x10 in size. And it's basically the whole catalog all in one shot, so you're not spending an expensive amount of money on our thick catalogs. So we also have car bar fundraisers and Scent Circle fundraisers. I often recommend the Scent Circle fundraisers and the car bar fundraisers, because if you pull up some YouTube videos or other previous trainings, you can really get a big bang for your buck by doing those particular fundraisers. And it's very simplistic. So all you're doing is separating scent circles and car bars as opposed to the whole catalog. Some people prefer the whole catalog, and that's fine. So you will choose what type of fundraiser you want. That is up to you. Your superstar director can't tell you which one to do. Your sponsor can't tell you which one to do. You need to, as a business owner, identify the different fundraisers that are out there. And then as you're promoting this with a sports league or Girl Scouts, whatever, you can let them know what the options are, and then y'all collectively make that decision. Number three, establish dates. Establish dates for the fundraiser. I usually like to have a 2-week turnaround because that's kind of what the schools do. That way the kids can go out there, the parents can go out there, take it to work, collect orders, get cash, and then, once you get everything collected, they can usually get their products within a 4-week, window. You really don't want to drag this on for a month because people will forget, they'll lose the money, they'll lose interest, but 2 weeks. And if you need to extend it by a day or two, fine, but 2 weeks is usually the general rule of thumb. Number four, I like to create a Facebook event. Why do I like to do that? Because we're getting these fundraisers, even though you're donating your commission to your local communities, there's such an advantage. You are being introduced to a whole new pool of customers. You're being introduced to a whole new pool of prospective new team members. So I would love to have an event so that way I have a place to meet everyone, because I'm not going to be friends with all these new people yet. So I like to create a Facebook event because that way I can remind everyone of the due date and answer any questions. They have a portal to me in case the customers, parents have any questions, they can access me through that event. And that event is a marketing tool on Facebook because it reminds them that this fundraiser is going on. Number 5, you'll want to order supplies. Now, let me tell you, if you're ordering supplies, you can get, again, these showcase brochures. I don't know how many is in a pack, maybe 25 or 30 for like $5. And then we also have fundraiser envelopes, and we have such a good price. You can get 50 of these envelopes for just $8. or you can get 20 for $4. Or you can just go to Walmart or the Dollar Tree. It doesn't have to be a beautiful form. Why do we want envelopes? So that way the kids, as they're going around talking to grandma, grandpa, aunt, and uncle, they can collect the money in that envelope and then keep a record on the outside of who, you know, has submitted orders with them, okay? And the cost of the product, you can let anyone know that you know, the point of contact for your fundraiser event, that this is going to be the cost of the envelopes and the supplies, and that's going to be taken off of the amount that you give them. So let's say it's $10 or $20. You can let them know from the beginning that that's going to be deducted because you're not making any money off of this, so you don't want to lose any money either. I want to make sure that the supplies, basically what you need is that the envelope. And if you're doing a full catalog, then you want the catalog brochure. If you're doing a cent circle or a car bar fundraiser, then there are forms that consultants have made, and you can just print that. It's going to be included in the replay. All right. Number 6, once the fundraiser has concluded and the money has been collected, you will make it a date to meet with your event point of contact. Let's say it's the PTA or PTO president, and you will pick up all the money. You'll count all the money and make sure that if there's any checks, if you allow checks, that they clear before you place any orders, because guess what? Checks still bounce. And then once they clear, you can place the orders and let everyone know, you know, that it could be up to 10 days before you receive it. And then it could be another week for you to separate everything. Now, if you have a huge fundraiser, solicit help. Solicit help from the organization, all hands on deck, help me put all these things together. Or you can even get your Sensi family or your own family, you know, to help you with that too. All right. So again, you'll want to make sure that you coordinate. This is number 6, coordinate the pickup and the delivery of the items with your event point of contact. Number 7, shoot, I think okay, number 7, I'm so sorry. You are going to separate and bag the products. Okay, I think I combined that with number 6. I'm so sorry, guys. I get so excited. You're going to separate and bag the products. I usually like to have a label system, so that way, you know, when everyone's picking up their products, I have it in alphabetical order or something, you know, kind of simplistic there. Okay, so that's number 7. Number 8, you will want an Excel spreadsheet. I know many of us don't like Excel, but whatever you want to use, whatever type of chart, but you'll want to have everyone who participated, their name and their contact number, and then you'll probably want to put like the dollar amount that they raised, because usually each kid, depending on what your agreement is, either each kid will get the donation amount that they worked for, or the organization will divvy it up all together and give equal amounts. So make sure that you do have a spreadsheet where you can kind of balance this and have a check off. That is number 8. Number 9, the check. The check. You'll want to hand the check over to your point of contact. So let's say that you have an organization where they want to go on a trip to Disney, a band trip. And all these kids have turned in about 50 order forms. You will hand one check over to your point of contact. You have to make this simple for you guys. You might give them a check for $2,000. And then from that standpoint, with that spreadsheet, it's up to the point of contact to decipher how they're going to deliver the funds to the organization, to each student. You know, so they can give each student the dollar amount that they earned, or they can divvy it up equally. That's completely, totally up to the event coordinator, not you. Okay. So you'll want to hand that check, and you won't be able to hand out the check until commissions run. So as you're doing the fundraiser, you'll want to let them know that they will have access to the funds, but it will be on or after like the 10th of the month. That's when we get paid, and you want to make sure it clears your account. And then you do want to give it in a form of a check. You can do a cashier's check, regular check, however you want to do it. Just make sure it doesn't bounce, y'all. Don't do that. And so that is number 9. Now, number 10, what's in it for you? 1, we believe in giving more than we take. So this is one way that you can do that to help your communities. But number 10, you want to have a follow-up system. All right. So all of these parents and their friends and family who have participated in this fundraiser, you want to go back and follow up with them. How are their products? You know, let them know, give them your LinkTree link, how they can reach you in the future. Have access to your VIP group, whatever, but you want to stay in communication with them, and then even check back in 3 months to say, hey, you know, we've got a new harvest fall catalog. But do not do a fundraiser ever and not have future connections in a system, okay? Because that's amazing for you to be able to have that. And then also what's in it for you too is incentive trips. Some people earn incentive trips just off of fundraisers. They can have a $10,000, $15,000 fundraiser like Dorothy, who's on here, and it just, those points help. So you might not be getting the commission, but dang it, you can still earn an all-inclusive trip for 1 or 2, or you can get registration for a Scentsy Family Reunion. Okay, so those are the 10 steps. If you did not get them all, or you jumped on later, watch the replay. And anyone that ever has questions about fundraisers, let them know that they can get a simplistic 10-step idea of how to get started. We love having calls of action on Dreamstruck. We are going to call each and every one of you, even if you're fresh and new to Scentsy, this month to land a fundraiser. So put a number 1 if you're going to go out there and promote fundraisers. Don't put a number 2. If you don't want to, that's okay. If you're not ready for it, totally fine. At least you have the information, okay? But this is such an amazing way that you can bless so many people. I love it. It makes me feel good. And I love that I have a Scentsy portfolio. All right. Now, the floor is yours. What questions do you all have? Go ahead and put it in the chat. And Dorothy, if you don't mind, as the questions come up, if you can let us know what you see. We've got about 5 minutes here.
Okay, so Nicole says, how do you find fundraisers? I would say you can even make a post in one of your social media outlets, and maybe say something like, who do you know, like ask your friends and family, ask everyone on social media, who do you know that needs to raise money or funds this fall for sports, for schools, for an organization or a nonprofit or anything like that. You would be surprised how many people will comment, and they'll say, oh, well, you know, my daughter is in cheer and they're looking to go on a trip next summer, and oh, can you help me out with this? Or so-and-so is in tennis or sports, or just anything or whatever. But make a post on your social media. The other thing that I do, I also kind of look out, like when I see the local cheerleaders or anything like that are doing a car wash to raise money, or look out in your neighborhood groups or whatever and see what people are doing to raise money. And I just reach out to the person that made that post and I said, hey, I offer Scentsy fundraisers, who can I talk to about helping you guys raise money this fall? And then that's how I kind of find different ways to get in. I also email schools and childcare centers and daycares, or if I look up sometimes on websites for our local schools or whatever, and I see who is the theater department teacher, who is a choir department teacher. Whenever we had Meet the Teacher, not tonight because tonight was my elementary, but last week when we had my junior high child Meet the Teacher, I came with my little fundraiser packets ready, and I introduced myself to the choir teacher, to the art teacher, to the theater teacher, and I told them about my fundraisers. So just kind of think outside the box and who you know and who your people know as well. So
okay, I love that. That was such a great question. And I love the way that you addressed it, Dorothy, because y'all, if you Google Dorothy Sanchez fundraiser, there's news articles on our girl. And I mean, she has given thousands to her local community, like in the Houston, Katy area. That's how I actually met Dorothy, because I was just like blown away by that. So in the chat, there are people who have already done fundraisers. So right now in live time, can you all put what fundraisers you've done, just to give everyone an idea of what's out there? Whether you've done a buddy drive for Ronald McDonald House, make sure you always have permission. You can have a good heart, but you have to have permission to do this, you guys. But go ahead and put in the comments. Debbie Pitts-Palmer, if you don't mind unmuting, what fundraisers have you done?
The first fundraiser I did was back in 2012. It was a middle school. I think they had about maybe 600 or 700 students. This was on a whim, the way it happened, but I think the total amount that we sold was 14,000. I can't remember how much the check was because there were several of us took part in this. It was so large until I had to get about, as I was recruiting people who took part in the PTA. So it started out with me, another team member, and 4 or 5 of the PTA joined. So all of them took part in this fundraiser. So there were at least, I guess, 4 or 5 of us that earned a trip. I promoted star director at the time. So it was done on a whim. I met somebody in the airport. That's how I landed the fundraiser. I knew her already. I handed her a sample, and she asked me if we did fundraisers. And of course I said yes, even though I didn't know what I was doing. I just started calling on people asking for help. So if you land something, ask for help. I never say no. I just went out there and got the help that I needed.
Now,
And,
Debbie, I have seen you do
Mhm.
a lot of fundraisers. You've gone to hospitals, veteran places. You've done things for nursing homes. Can you kind of touch on those briefly? I know we're kind of at the top of the hour.
Yeah, those
just-
are considered fundraising events. So you have products on hand when you do something like that. There are places like, as Theresa said, there are hospitals, there are nursing homes, there are retirement homes. That's super easy. And I generally donate all of my profit back to them. Like it could be 25% profit that I give back, and I do those throughout the year. And something else I've been doing, and I got one secured for September 1st. There is a Little League team, and they're made up of all special needs adults and children. There are 150 of them. So we're going to be doing a fundraiser for 2 months for them. It's going to be a virtual fundraiser. So I have asked my team to join me with this. And my team members all over the United States can do this because it's going to be done virtually.
I love that. And also someone asked, have we done pet fundraisers? I have. And some of our team members have done fundraisers for the Humane Society, their local Humane Society, to help with animal food, dog food, pet food, medical bills. Just contact your Humane Society, and I promise you, they're not turning down, opportunities, and they'll even help promote your fundraiser across their platforms. Then you have rescues. I've done a event for a Dachshund rescue where my donation was the table cost. Like I think I had to pay $50 for the table, and then whatever my profit was my profit, but it went to that organization as well. Churches, missions trips. There's so many things. If you contact your local hospital, you'll be surprised. Sometimes they have jewelry events set up at the hospital to help with diabetic patients or people that need equipment. There's a plethora of opportunity out there. We just have to be purposeful. Go on your team pages and ask on your team page, hey, can everyone share different fundraiser opportunities that you know of or that you've done to give us ideas for our local areas? But it's not going to land on your doorstep. You're not going to be sitting at home on your couch and someone's going to knock on the door and be like, hey, I heard you do fundraisers. You got to get out there. You have to be, vigilant and think about things that you're passionate about as well. Okay. Do we have one more question? I know we're really over time by 4 minutes, but we'll make room for one more question and then we'll go ahead and close this up.
Somebody asked about when you're doing this fundraiser as a group, how do you distribute the commissions? So what I plan on doing with this particular one, when we get paid, they're going to all send the money to me. And I'm just going to write one check and hand it over to the organization.
Yeah, so that's a really good point. And then the other question is, how much do you give the organization? My rule of thumb, if it's 25%, like if I'm doing a catalog or a buddy drive or whatever it is that I'm doing, because that's what my commission is. Whenever you promote to certified and above, our base commission is 25%. Now, if you ever sell over 2,000, either you can give that 5% bonus to the organization and bless them, or for all the work that you're doing, you can keep that 5%, totally up to you. But the commitment that I give is 25%. I don't give them my leadership bonuses or anything like that. If you're doing a cent circle or a car bar fundraiser, usually on average, they're getting about 37 to 38% of that bundle cost. And that's a whole nother dream struck. And that's the reason why I love promoting those, because they get a higher percentage back, because we have the bundle and save, the buy 5, get 1 free. So that free bar we charge for, and that amount of money goes back to the organization. So they make a lot of bank. All right, you guys. I think we covered as much as we can. Please watch the replay, share the replay. If anyone ever asks you about fundraisers, send them to this link, because I really think that we did a pretty decent job with giving you some simplistic tools. There's so much more that you can add to it to kind of make it fluffy, but these are the basic principles. All right. Yeah, so you guys have a wonderful night. We are going to be back next week. We should have a full camp here with our Dreamstruck panelists. You guys go out there and we want you to book at least one fundraiser. If you have questions, before you private message us, ask on the team page or Google, Sensi fundraisers. Use the search engine on your team pages. Get the conversation going there, brewing. There's also a Facebook group, Sensational Fundraisers, where you can ask questions there as well. Use your tools, and then from there, tag us or then message us once you've done your legwork, okay? Y'all have a wonderful night, and we'll see you again next Tuesday on Dreamstruck. Good night, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
Good night.